Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sundar Zoo. And the first time that we played in Planet Zoo for well over a month. I sort of put this project on hold for a while because I wasn't really feeling the game for a little while there. But I've been watching YouTube and watching other people's creations, and it's given me motivation to get back into the game, which is fantastic. Obviously there's a new DLC coming out next week, the Arctic Pack. I started doing this anyway before the announcement for that was made, so that's just an added bonus that now it's ready to the zoo's ready to enhance is that the right word? Implement whatever the new DLC has on offer for us, which I'm really looking forward to playing. In regards to Sundar Zoo, I got fed up with where it was going. I didn't like the entrance area, so I pretty much ripped out the entrance and started the whole thing again. I've moved the entrance, so now as you walk in, the plaza is the buildings on the plaza are a lot more central. The gift shop's sort of off to the right. You'll see what I mean by the cinematic shots at the end. I think it looks a lot better where everything's located now, and there's a much longer sort of winding path into the entrance itself on the grounds outside the zoo. Obviously you saw a lot of sped up footage there. Some of it was sped up to 20 times just so that I could cut out the boring bits really, and not make this video too long. I wasn't happy with the entrance building itself, so I've changed that. I've pretty much redone it, just using a few of the same pieces. I felt the roof there's something about it that just didn't look right, so I wanted to redo it, and I'm much happier with the end result now. That's the main focus really for this build, changing the entrance, but there's a lot of other changes as well. The layout as you go in, we change a lot of the pathing, move a few things about, and later on in this video I put a couple of new habitats into the zoo as well. So yeah, if all this doesn't really interest you that much, then it's worth skipping to about 20 minutes in when I start working on the habitats, which I find are a lot quicker to build than things like this anyway. You can spend hours on a habitat, but I tend not to spend that much time on them. I'd spend a lot more time doing the building work, which is what I prefer doing really. Buildings is my favourite thing in any of these games to build. But yeah, now that all this is complete, and it was a lot of work. This is several different sessions of sort of 3-4 hour goes to get it looking how I want it. But now that it's done, I'm happy to continue with this project and carry on with the zoo. I've got a lot of time over Christmas, so alongside playing obviously the other games that I play, I will be playing with this and the new Arctic Pack, which we should probably talk about because there's not really much to say about the build itself. The Arctic Pack, I'm quite excited for it. It looks pretty decent. The diving animals is obviously the main focus. The penguins look amazing. They're one of my favourite animals anyway, so I'm looking forward to playing about with them. Can't really see them fitting into this zoo that well, but I might just build a habitat in my own time, sort of without recording it, just to play about with the pieces a bit and whatnot. And then if there's any pieces that I feel do fit into this zoo, then they'll go in sort of when the Australia pack come out, because there hasn't been a DLC for a while. So I just thought we're going to build a habitat and we're going to build it in Sundar Zoo, and that's obviously why I built the koala habitat. I've now got some other ideas for the Australian area. It will be expanded, and I will put a ride in there at some point. as and when I get around to it. But the next thing that goes into Sundar Zoo will probably be something to do with the aquatic pack, whether it be habitat for one of the animals in that pack, or whether it be a completely different sort of habitat, but just using some of the building pieces in them packs, because usually we do get quite versatile pieces that can be used in various different ways, with probably the exception of the Australia DLC, where the pieces are pretty much they just seem to have that one purpose. But look at some of the building pieces that we're getting in the aquatic pack. Some of them look quite versatile, such as the sort of wooden planks and stuff that look kind of like SeaWorld-ish, if you know what I mean. Maybe you could build like a nice little harbour area or something like that. But then pieces like that, there's probably plenty of different uses for them that we can find within the zoo. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that nice early Christmas present for myself. I'm sure there'll be content all over YouTube as soon as the pack comes out. Well, before that actually, because a lot of the content creators get given early access copies from Frontier, meaning that we can sort of see roughly what we're getting before the actual DLC comes out, which is good. So back to the build then, I suppose. The roof here, the roof that I replaced the old one with, is so much better. It's a bit more subtle, but it's just a lot better done. I'm getting better at this game and Planet Coaster now, and the building mechanism in those games. So now I feel like I'm able to build, a decent rounded structure that looks a lot better, and I'm so much happier with this colour that we change it to as well. Although I do like that other colour, but something just weren't sitting right with me with the entrance building. And this isn't a game that I play all the time, so when I play it I want to build something that I'm really happy with. Hence why I've changed this whole area, but we're keeping with the same feel, with the same sort of classic, maybe almost a bit neoclassical sort of generic feel to it. Again, this zoo probably somewhere warm in America, somewhere like Florida I'd imagine this to be located, maybe California. The biome that I picked for it really isn't that suitable for the actual zoo itself, but obviously that's just something we're stuck with now. But still, I'm happy with how it's coming together. I'm putting a lot more grass sort of terrain in place now, rather than the sand everywhere, because I feel like that fits the style of zoo that we're going for a lot better here. I think at this point I really struggled to make the dome technique work for some reason. Every now and then I'll just get pieces that do not want to snap to the axis when you start rotating them, and it's really frustrating when that happens. I'm not sure why it is. So yeah, it took me. Yeah, it was with these pieces here. It took me a lot longer than it should have done to get this in, and this is probably part of the video that I should cut out. However, we're not having commentary through the whole video because there's no need really. You can see what's going on. I've sort of explained what we're doing with the whole build here, and yeah, it's got me excited to play back in this zoo again and back in this game, so that's good news, I guess. For the habitats then, we put 2 in near the entrance where you can see the steps, well not the steps but the rounded sort of ramps going down into the lower plaza. So there's one small little space there I wanted to fill up, so I put the Galapagos tortoise in, which is a really nice little habitat. Fantastic animal, just one of them on their own. I think they like to be solitary. And then to the right I place a flamingo habitat as well, which is something that I feel every zoo like this needs. Not just every zoo like this, every zoo should have a flamingo habitat. every zoo I've been to has one somewhere. That's not saying much because I've not been to many zoos, but it's one of those animals that, one of those habitats rather, that just fits in so well to any zoo. Adds a real load of bright colour as well, with obviously with their pink skin tone, and really brightens up the area. I think it's perfect to have them quite near the entrance as well, and that fills up all its entrance space really well, and this area is pretty much complete now. The only other things we put in are a few little details like the benches and the fencing and a big fountain statue that I put in. I think that's all recorded off screen though. And yeah, like I say, that completes the entrance area to the park, to the zoo, sorry. So moving on to the next episodes, I guess we'll be going back to one of the other themed areas, building more habitats and building more stuff in general, really. Yeah, see what the Arctic Pack brings and take it from there. That'll probably be it for a couple of weeks though, until we're back in the game. But thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the cinematic shots and the rest of the time lapse, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
la la.